We
Let's
did we get
Okay. The battle has concluded. You killed the men who didn't do anything to you, and
Oh,
now
what
what are you gonna do about them?
we forgot about the guy.
Oh yeah, that guy got blown off into the smithereens.
Yeah, he did.
The guy that
Except
we were protecting.
Yeah.
Katana guy got smushed, but we get his kataners, I guess.
Yes.
What's their skill?
These are Dark Magi and Infestors. These are small katanas.
You writing this down, Alton? You wanted these things.
I shall put these in the handouts as part of Let's Make a Thing.
Well, let's make a grouplet.
A group loot.
Since I'm captain, I'll steal them.
Okay.
Just
I mean,
kidding.
you were technically there. You just like you're
Fell asleep.
yeah, what's the term? Narcolepsy. Your narcolepsy kicked in. You're like hey, you're about to cast, your hands started glowing, then you went
We just passed out.
Yeah.
what happened? Alright.
No, I probably
Alright.
can't even carry
Holy
those.
shit, these are fucking good.
What's the constitution requirement?
3.
Should say is there 3?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, I can.
Yeah, I think these are better off in your possession.
What tab are they in?
Handouts. A third of the way down.
These would be called group loot.
40% of the way down.
Meanwhile, I guess so. Yeah. So actually, no. What are you guys gonna do? So you're in the middle of this intersection highway with all these different loading lanes for transporting infrastructure for the creation of the hollowed out planet center thingy.
And we just had this Royal Rumble. The guy we
Yeah.
were going to save is fucking gone, along with every fucking buddy else.
And pretty much all of the stuff is dispersed everywhere, so you could try to you could try to gather the stuff search the area basically to look for the bodies or materials you're looking for, or you can move on.
We don't have much time because, I mean, Ancestor already reacted 3 times in this area.
That's correct.
Is that what canceled my void thing?
That's correct.
Yeah. And then Ancestor did it to them twice.
Oh, to them? They tried
Yeah.
to cast something?
They tried to put out some mega shit, and Ancestor said, "Get fucked. You can't do that here." So, there's probably somebody coming, or somebody's coming. So,
Do you want
as cool as it would be to pick up loot and find out who that guy was,
They're going to respond first with droids. If the droids don't retrieve back conclusive data, they're going to send somebody on site.
Probably would be some type of battle droids or a scout.
I mean, the other option is that we actually just sit here, wait for the droids, and they're like, "Hey, what happened? Like, these fucking assholes attacked us. They were ganging up on this one dude, and we said, "Hey, stop that!" And then we had the Royal Rumble. But now we're known or whatever, so I think we should just probably leave.
Leave? Yeah,
There's a couple of tones, and obviously weapons, I'm sure, and the person, and
how hard is it to do?
is Rolex
Did
on?
we detect that guy's signature? Do you think we could? No, he's probably dead. Yeah, he was about to die, so he's probably dead. Yeah, it's not worth it.
I mean, we tried, but again, this isn't our mission. Like, that guy was just going to be executed, and maybe it wasn't our business, but I mean, we at least tried to do the right thing. But if we continue, we could compromise our whole mission.
I asked, well, pretty much Veronica gave us us that information. I'll just say what Josh said is kind of what Veronica is telling us. Droids will be coming here soon, so let's pack it up and go, I guess.
Actually, you're leaving everything?
Yeah, I mean, if I happen to see something on the way out, I'll grab it. But yeah, I mean, I don't.
Is there anything in the general vicinity, like eyesight?
No, everything got blown off to the outer reaches of the battlefield.
And is it a pretty far drop from the bridge to the bottom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna take several hours to investigate.
Yeah, let's just get going.
Doesn't somebody have like a spell that can also disrupt the area?
I have some.
I'm pretty sure one of us has an energy technique that can like warp the memory of the area. I think.
I do. Scramble.
Do
Yeah.
we work on droids though?
Well, I mean, we'll scramble the memory. No, it won't. Like droids aren't going to come here and do a memory recovery though.
Okay. And
But I mean, I'm just saying that's something we should probably do before we leave. Anybody that's got scramble, do it.
I'm not with you guys.
What's that?
I'm not with you guys.
No, but we have an Alton.
Oh yeah.
You're not with us,
Alton's with us. He's got scramble.
Shinnah.
I'm back at that room.
That's correct.
Yeah.
He's still searching for clues. We need to get to him, but I need to know what you guys are gonna do while you're here.
Okay.
Are you looking for stuff? Are you coming up with a counter strategy? What's the deal?
Is scramble under spells or energy techniques?
Energy.
Yeah. It is not on my thing.
Would saturation do anything?
It might be in passives.
Is it on passives?
Yeah, there it is.
Oh, there it is. Energy requirements. Okay. I will use scramble.
Scramble. What are you scrambling?
The memory of the area.
Okie dokie. You can scramble it. You would know from your Magian lore that the Magians are going to be capable of rectifying this scrambling, but it will delay them.
Would saturation cause any kind of extra disturbance?
What are you trying to disturb?
I guess just if it would make the memory, if it would help in the memory.
No, it's not going to compromise the memory at all. No.
Okay. Never mind.
Yeah, you can always unravel a memory. It just takes time. Just
Yeah, you can use magic or you can do it manually with extra time based on how powerful your memory energy catalyst is.
He's got a 55.
Yeah, that's going to be trivial to get rid of for Dark Magi.
So it's not really worth the time to do it.
It's not going to take that long to do.
It's worth the effort, I think.
Well, I mean, is that a powerful energy technique? Because I guess they could look and be like, hey, who the hell's doing this? Well, geez, we got a person running around with super powerful energy techniques.
Dun, 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 dun. I couldn't
Yeah,
tell.
we should fucking leave because well, you executed some super powerfulness, but we just look like normal 3 scrubs. Although I threw out a familiar,
Yeah.
and
So did
That's right.
The way the campaign is supposed to work is when you come here, you're probably going to have to be required to like drop off your inventories upon entering into the upon entering Dark Magi.
Like
For
this
play
one.
testing, we don't do that. So this is to come off clean, basically. So normally, in a normal situation, because everything these guys have is basically contraband as mercenaries. So they're either contracted to have these materials or they got it in illegally. And these guys have a lot of loot. So in a normal situation, acquiring this material would be a priority.
Oh, what these mercs have?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for telling me that.
Well, maybe it's worth throwing the scramble down and then diving down below.
Because I really wanted to kind of go at like a flight 3 and use your 4 flight thingy just to do a quick little boom down there. I know it'll bring attention, but I don't know.
You can fill around with the wind too.
Oh yeah.
That won't set off issues.
Around with the wind, I can feel any...
Cognitive virtuosity we all have. Level 3 of. So that may help us to go a little faster. This has to do with looking around and shit. And we'll do a wind sniff. And
Body should still be a little warm. Maybe.
they said they're
Yep.
gonna
That's true.
they're gonna look at the memory, they're gonna see the battle, the big explosion, and then maybe, us standing around, but they maybe will see us go down there, maybe not, because that's not really the important memory. So
Let's
Well,
go ahead
all
and
right.
scramble it and jump down. Really.
You wanna go- you want to stay together?
Stay together, and then if we sense
Oh, we kinda have
signatures
to.
far apart, then we'll split. Like on the way down, go and then split off.
Okay,
at the
so
bottom.
you want to go together at a flight of 4,
Yeah, pretty much.
or do you want to go faster?
4 would probably be just enough to say that, if we do get questioned, that we had a little boost, and it was
We had to get that loot.
Yep.
We had to get that juicy loot.
All right. Meanwhile, Mr. Morningstar, what are you up to? Do you remember the last thing you were doing?
We came to this big room that was made out of stone.
That's correct. It seemed very out of place, as there was a hollowed out area that seemed to be void of any Magitech infrastructure, like some sort of strange pocket.
Doing a spellcraft check, does this seem like a pocket dimension?
Negative. There's no evidence thus far that gives indication of dimensional interference or anomalies.
And using a Magian lore check, would I know if the ancestor detected this in the this weird thing in its Magitech, would it correct it and return it back to normal Magitech?
Given that this is the substreets, it has a less priority for attention from the ancestor, and it's probably going to be chalked up to just normal geoactivity of the planet as it's held together. Because again, the substreets were used as this huge shipping lane as the planet was being hollowed out for the installation of the ancestor consciousness as a piece of gigantic Magitech that's like this core of the planet.
Okay.
There's plenty of reason for there to be
Leftover Earth
Yeah.
and stuff.
exactly. However,
Um,
the formation of it seems like far less of a coincidence. And again, the thing that brought you to this room was the unnatural noise, the high, very high pitch, undetectable, inhumanly perceptible noise that was only detected because of the wind elementalism. And it all stopped the moment everybody entered this room.
Does this room seem like it is I don't know the exact name of the rooms, but They use them in recording studios, dampen sound. So if I like yell, do I hear like an echo or hear nothing?
There is not an echo above any usual octave or in the wave patterns.
Okay. I don't sense any necroforce or demonic energy.
Negative.
Can I cast a resonance spell into the center of the room to see if I detect any life force
There
or
are no
signal?
life forces to be found.
No signals.
Negative.
Hmm. And what does the floor seem to be? Is it sand or rock?
This is some variation of naturally occurring, soil or dirt on Magi.
Be nice if we had an earth elementalist with us. Can I channel into the ground? I just want to see what curiosity.
Nothing happens.
Worms come out and they point a finger at you and say, "Stop that! You stop that right now!"
Dirty man.
Okay, one second. I'm gonna check my energy techniques real quick. See if I can. What can I do a memory mitosis of the center of the room?
A memory recovery.
Or memory
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm like, that sounds cool. How does that work?
Blah, blah, blah. Let me see. Didn't you guys do that already?
I don't remember.
Where? He's somewhere else. I don't know.
I'm gonna say you find nothing. Would that mean that in itself is of course evidence you understand?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Can I would like to just meditate on this in a vitalization stance, see if I can parse anything out, maybe memories hidden.
Go ahead and give me intelligence check.
My memory energy is a 90. That means anything?
Negative.
Where's it? Here.
What is your intelligence?
8 plus 5, so that's a 13. No, 14. I get plus 1 to that.
What is your intelligence though?
My intelligence is an 8.
Okay. So I got a 9 for you.
I just rolled a dice here. Yeah.
Oh, did you? Okay.
So, yeah, 14 with the plus 1 to rolls.
Okay. Your instincts basically let you know that if the memory recovery is not recovering anything of note, that means there's very likely a non-hex solution to the matter. If somebody did something magical here of any profound sense, the memory would remember it. So it has to be something far more benign, something innocuous.
So maybe covenant related or celestial?
Covenant would definitely be remembered. When I say not significant, it's literally not worth remembering.
Yeah, like some Raya's, beat up a kid in the corner over here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then took his lunch money and said, "Get out of here, kid."
That seems a little suspicious to me.
Yeah, so it has exactly. So it has to be whatever the source of the thing is. It has to be. It doesn't have a glamorous, super sophisticated thing. It's something very simple. Otherwise, it would be remembered.
So it could just literally be a piece of object or a piece of something, maybe hidden or.
Ask him if it's bigger than a bread box.
I don't know.
Is it bigger than a bread box?
How many Joshua bucks you got?
I'll give you 2 Joshua bucks.
Oh, shit.
2 Joshua bucks. You already owe me 2,000 Joshua
That's not
bucks.
true.
Not you, him.
I don't. What?
You borrowed 2,000 Joshua bucks to
Oh, yeah.
Joshua, and then I manipulated him into giving me all but 8 of those back.
Oh shit! Damn.
So
How many Joshua bucks do I have?
none.
You have no Joshua bucks.
You have to come
None.
from
You gotta
me.
get way, way better.
Mm.
I own all the Joshua bucks and the Joshua dollars.
That's not
Except
true.
I
Except
print
eight.
them.
You better not be printing them. They're not, they're not even real.
I am.
Um,
They're Joshua coins, like in.
I have exactly 8 Joshua bucks, I'll have you know. Anyway, yeah, so if you're thinking there's something super illusion going on, or you're being mind controlled or something like, it's not that. The memory would tell you something's up. So you got to think for unsavvy, unsophisticated solutions.
yeah, like that door in front of you, you can actually use the doorknob with your hand by gripping it and then rotating it, usually
Yeah.
to the left.
That would be an example of something that is not memorable. Correct.
What about? Okay, so literally, if I'm thinking like that, someone could literally just came in here with a shovel and dug a hole, put it there, and walked away. No memory.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Can I use Fuck. It'd be cool if I had a visor that did X-ray spectrometry, so we can peer through this rock.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's fucking dumb, dude.
It'd be really cool if you were an elite Magian Royal Guard that didn't roll with a Magian visor. Magic visor.
Advisors are banned, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
They're like a really good utility tool.
What are you doing?
Let's use my visor then and see if I have that function on it.
What function are you looking for?
Just X-ray spectrometry, like peer through objects.
Okay. You scan around the room and see a lot of infrastructural stuff surrounding the room. Give me intelligence check.
Four. So that 12, 13 total with the +1.
Okie dokie. You see the silhouette of some unusual pattern behind an innocuous rock.
Hmm.
You pick up the rock to find that it is of not unusual shape, and its weight seems normal.
Is there anything under that rock where I've
Nope.
moved?
But looking at it in the visor seems to indicate its composition changes on its interior.
Okay. Yeah, I rub the dirt off with my sleeves or something.
Okay.
Clean it.
It is a rock.
Can
It is a clean rock.
I channel into the rock?
It is a rock.
Oh, no. Tell him you rub it thrice.
Okay. Rub it 3 times.
Okay, rub it 3 times.
Faster.
A little bit less aggressive, but yeah, faster. But 3 times.
There's a genie out.
Harder's
Slowly
fine.
lick it.
Harder's just fine.
Use both hands this time.
Hell yeah. I set up my left one first for like 10 minutes.
Oh no.
Look into my eyes.
Well, guess what? It's still fucking rock, dude.
Pop out your dentures and then try.
Well, I don't have any alchemy or anything to determine what type of material this is, but
Should have went to geology school.
yeah, I know.
You don't even know if it's an igneous or a metamorphic or a sedimentary.
No.
Like, jeez.
He thinks it's freaking stupid.
One second, I'm thinking.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about right now? How many times do you hear that a day? What are you thinking about right now?
Thankfully, none, because I don't have a girlfriend.
Yep.
You also don't live with your potter.
Can I, how about this? Doesn't respond to mana, can I cast, oh shit, hold on, I'm switching my minutes real quick.
Just
like
magic, there are.
But yeah, you can just pick out a few you might want. Sorry, I did not get that. Was that a question or something?
Oh, I'm gonna cast Decipher Function on it.
It is not Magitech, it's a rock.
Yes, but I could probably do it.
Do I sense a consciousness inside of it?
How would you know?
I will use...
Is it gonna do it?
He's gonna do it.
I'm gonna fucking do it.
He's gonna do it.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I'm just looking for it.
Oh, derp. It's right there.
Found it.
I'll go to full power.
Use Blade Soul Ritual.
Just say the name of it again. Say the name of that again.
I will use Bladed Soul Ritual.
Bladed Soul Ritual. You said.
Bladed Soul Ritual allows the use of soul blades and grants the user the ability to speak to consciousness inside weapons. I don't know if there's...
It's a rock.
That's still a rock.
Doesn't have a blade on it.
Basically, instead of what you need to change that, it basically just teaches you the Tribunal of Valor technique.
Okay. Nothing?
Nah, nothing.
He did do it though. I called it. Did absolutely do it. He's going for the bladed soul ritual.
Yeah.
On rock.
I knew exactly what you were talking about.
Unfortunately, but I'm under explicit orders from an elite guardsman to.
How big is the rock? Wait, I'm not there. Never mind. I'm sorry.
It's about the size of your shoulder.
My shoulder.
No, Shinna's shoulder.
So it's probably a pretty tiny ass.
No.
Wait, didn't we get a spell that allows us to see if there's consciousness inside of it, like as from a package?
It's not magical. And the only spells we got were the spell package, and they're all Magitech flying art spells.
If it were a piece of Magitech, you could use Decipher Consciousness. Otherwise, you'll have to use Ghosting.
Like Occupy Mind.
I have a ghosting, mutate consciousness, reconstitute, revive, compromise mind. That won't. Yeah, that doesn't help me. Okay, I'll just put the rock in my mental storage for now.
Crack the rock.
Crack it?
Crack the rock.
Like a walnut. Like
Okay,
a-
I'll use my
walnut.
Use your thighs if you have to.
Thank you, Thigh Master.
Punch it. Just punch it.
Alright, I'll use my fucking discipline and gently crack the rock.
In
Like
a
a wolf.
single motion, you tense your fingers with a slight burst of your power and crack the rock into equal pieces. Inside, you find a pristine, shining green emerald with a gold lace in around it.
Celestial lore check or Warcraft lore check, maybe?
You quickly see inside of the emerald is the celestial symbol for the dragon.
Oh, so I know this is primordial.
I don't know.
Well, it clicks to me, and I pull off that shield piece I found in the wasteland. Does it have the same symbol?
It does.
Can I channel into the emerald?
You channel enough, there is no response.
Okay. What about Tribunal of Valor on the emerald?
Make an intelligence check.
What the shit?
Ooh, another 5. Fuck yeah! 8 plus 5, 13 with the plus 1, so 14?
Greetings, Hunter, says a voice.
Oh shit, from where?
The dragon idol is in your possession now.
Greetings. I'm Hunter Shana. I guess I share the memory with him of who made me a hunter. Just to prove it, I guess.
The hunt has already begun, Orchestra. Other hunters with similar vessels will sense your possession of this item. They will take the dragon idol from you. There can only be one victor.
Oh, goodness.
How many items must I collect?
There's no answer. He says there can only be one.
Only one. Why does this sound like fucking... Shana instantly gets a Scottish accent. His appearance orange.
My equal!
Am I...
What's that?
Yes, it's 3. Only one can possess the challenge of the
Oh, you wee posh cunt. Shut your mouth.
Well, fuck you, you Irish cunt. What the fuck do you know about it?
My brother's named after
He asked for a Scot. That dirty little potato man.
Shit.
Potato man.
Ladies on for.
Alright, so that's that. You found a dragon Pokemon. Okay.
That is.
Any particular subrace?
I want to.
So now I sense these pieces or something?
Yeah. When another piece is near, that consciousness will communicate to you.
Did I get to roll
Okay.
3 dice when performing, say,
Dragon,
submission or
dragon, rock the
disarm?
dragon.
Okie dokie. Meanwhile,
Okay.
what are you all guys up to?
We flew down.
Okay.
Out of 4.
Is that all you're gonna do?
And
Well,
I am going to use my heat signature to detect for warmth and maybe possibly live bodies.
You find
Go ahead.
7 warm items, warm oak locations. 2 of them stand out far more than the others.
Okay.
Alright.
I'll share the targeting data with my fellas.
Okay. And I'm also using wind to try to locate, I guess, most weapons are made out of, well, magical shit. Is that to say that they're metal or rock or solid or hard? Like,
Yeah, there's going to be metals and alloys, yeah.
well, I mean, they'll be magical, I guess, too. But yeah, the wind's doing that, and I'm looking in through the Magitech visor as we're going down. But it's
there's a lot of metal materials in the highway is the problem. So there's no way to tell what's rubble and what's an item of interest. So that you're going to be coming with hundreds of hits unless you lower or add a filter to the specifications.
Oh yeah, I mean, I guess things that are less than a meter or less in length.
Yeah, that's still not going to help much. Again, there's rubble all over the place, especially after the battle.
I see. Okay, well,
If I use
bodies, I
no,
guess.
never mind.
Okie dokie, humanoid type shapes. You come up with 6 hits.
Do they coincide with the targeting data that Sadi just?
Yes.
Okay. Say I'm reading the same thing.
Okay.
Can I tell if any of them are alive with wind?
None of them are moving in unusual ways for dead people.
Which ones are the coldest?
Are the what?
How many of them are like really cold, like cold? Any like dead, or do they all have pretty good?
They're all pretty lukewarm still.
Okay, well, I guess just go from the furthest and work our way in, I guess. We then we split up, just 3 of us.
Yeah, well, let's have you.
And we're looking for the guy.
Again, 2 of these signatures are far hotter than the others.
Oh,
Huh. How about
well, I guess let's check those first. Let's just stay together, check those 2, and then
split up?
yeah, and then but maybe we're looking for the guy and stuff.
T-guy. Alright, who wants to go first?
Captain.
Yeah.
Alright, the first thing you come across is the Chaotic Accoster. This is a large Magitech cannon that connects to the wrist and is fired from the waist.
Sounds cool.
Sounds like a cock pistol.
That sounds like.
Sounds like the pistol Sex Machine was wearing in From Dusk Till Dawn.
Oh no.
Okay, so there's that. That was at the hot one.
Yes. The second signal, put this in the group chat.
Put that in my mental storage.
Okay. Is Kronos going next?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. You find the lance man.
Oh, okay.
His lance is nowhere to be seen.
Son of a bitch.
Well, he's dead.
Yeah, he's dead. His blood is currently emptying from his wounds as he hangs over a piece of infrastructure or stuff.
Does his body give any kind of indication like he was trying to reach for something?
Nope.
Like, all right, well, I could sit here all day and look for this lance and never find it, and it could be fucking right underneath him. All I know.
Maybe he has some stuff in his pocket, like what are those things called?
Seals? Like seals?
Seals, yeah, seals.
You know, yeah, I obviously want to search his body.
Well, he's got the. Well, he's got the. What you would do that? He's got some merc armor indicating that he is a vulture. Most of his items, however, are going to be in his mind, kind of like yours.
Right.
Only thing you find on him is a strange-looking transitive seal.
Okay. I mean, that's something.
This there a way that you can get in people's mind when they're dead?
That's correct.
After they're dead, you can do that?
Mm-hmm. As long as they haven't moved on.
I guess it depends on how much time we spend here. Well, I guess I never put away my sinister familiar, so I guess he's down here with me. And my hurricane?
Yeah, it's up to you.
Can I have the sinister familiar occupy his mind?
Well.
I want to know where that.
Okay.
What was the weapon? The polearm?
He has a dragon lance.
A
It's
lance.
an authentic lance with a primordial blessing. However, it is in bad condition.
Oh, my magic,
Was I actually able to find it through his memory? Okay.
No.
Oh.
He died with it in his hands.
He did die with it in his hands?
Mhm.
And now it's not in his hands.
Nope. Yeah, he got
Oh.
tossed off the bridge when the magnetic thing went off.
Oh, I thought when he hit the bottom is when he died.
Nope.
Okay, so he died before he even went off the thing. Okay.
Correct.
I mean, I guess it could be up there because we didn't search up there either. So, because there's still shit to look at up there, right?
Search up there. I said, if there's anything. I asked. But we didn't do detailed search like with heat signatures and stuff. But I asked him, and he said everything was gone.
Oh my god, this guy's. Do you guys hear that? There's this dude freaking out in the parking lot outside.
Mm-mm.
No.
Oh, okay. Damn it. I want to go see what's up. Alright, so yeah, everything got moved off of the bridge with the magnetic spell. There's nothing up there.
Okay, so yeah. Okay, I was just hoping maybe his memory he was falling and he's like, there it is!
Nope. He was dead before it. Even if he did remember that, it could be anywhere.
Okay.
God,
Well, thanks, Sinister. Let's I guess keep moving.
Give you a detailed silhouette of what that lance looks like for your wind elementalism, though.
Okay.
Okie dokie.
Wind, go look for this.
Also to be found in his mind is his fighting style, which you can map if you have a way to do that.
What would I need? I'd need a way to extract it from his mind, or can I use observe from his mind?
No, you can't observe it from his mind.
Memory mitosis?
You have to extract it.
Okay. I don't know if there's any mental techniques that allow you to do that. Let's see. How else would I extract that?
Well, it's a memory, so the extract memory spell does exactly that.
Okay. My Sinister Familiar does not have that, and I don't have ghosting, so rip.
Wampa stompa.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Wait
Maybe.
a minute.
Maybe, possibly, this might work.
Do I have it? Oh,
What am I trying to do? I'm trying to...
I don't have shit
Where is it?
for memory. That's what I meant. Black Shidori doesn't even have a description of what it does. Base 35. Small AoE. What does it cost?
Oh, I guess I didn't get it for this character. I thought I did. I don't have Raid. I'm going to try Raid.
You got any tech points? You can just buy it.
No, you got to do that in a dedicated training session. Unless you're a noob, then you get those perks.
Unless you're a scrub lord.
Noobs get those perks because I don't know what they're doing.
I feel so silly. Do you have the?
Yeah, I don't have anything that can extract a memory unless, because this isn't Magitech. Can you ply? Can you use plying arts on somebody's mind?
Yeah, you can mop their mind. That's not going to give you their memories.
And you can only perfect recall a small amount. I mean, perfect recall rank 2 gets you more, but that's still not going to be like an entire style. You said it was a style?
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless perfect recall 2 can remember a style.
I'm gonna say probably not.
Yeah, okay. Well, then, it's cool you got a style in there. Looks real awesome, guy, but, I can't get it out of there. So, have a nice day, sir.
Transfer user memory to targets. I think maybe you are supposed to just use memory mitosis on him. If you don't have any whatchamajidad. But that's only going to give you a memory of it. You can't actually get the item.
We haven't created a technique that actually lets you take items from mines or anything yet. Would that just be a spell, actually?
I don't know if that's mental a technique or a... Yeah, it's definitely a spell. That would be extract or whatever. And then you can use transitive seals to place the thing inside of a whatchamadoodle.
I mean, it does say it also allows for the transfer of techniques, spells, and training at the proper cost of techniques or spell points.
That's correct.
For memory mitosis.
So yeah, you can definitely share a memory, but you're going to have to undergo sharing that memory, which basically means you have to do the training on the spot while he's still alive, or not accepting death.
Right. So yeah, I'd have to sit here for however long that takes, and yeah, no, it's not a. It is possible, but that's not a thing we can afford to do right now. So I'm going to inform the captain of the situation and say, moving on now.
All right.
To the next warmest one. Give me a ping since you got the precision on your elementalisms. Probably way more precise than my Magitech visor is.
All right. I'll send him another map.
Okie dokie, where are you heading?
Well, there's Alton too. He's with us.
Oh yeah, where's Alton heading?
Alton.
He's going to the next one, I guess.
Are you there, Jack? He's not here.
He's not there. Oh no.
Oh. When did he drop off?
So yeah, who's going next? That's gonna be Ernie. Which wouldn't you go into? The hot one or one of the other bodies?
I'll go to the next hot one.
Okay, you find the damaged Magian Hydra. Where is that shit? It's another piece of Magitech. It's a mounted Hydra that goes on your back. Has a bunch of Magitech effects and components. Put this in group loot. It is currently highly damaged.
Alright.
Kronos goes next, and he finds the body of the Scythe Man.
Oh shit! All right, man. I remember you. I gave you some licks.
So I'm not finding people, just the...
Nope. The hottest signatures are the pieces of Magitech that were just active.
Nice.
I found a dude, but now I found a. What did I find?
You found the Scythe Man.
All right, now I found my second dude. Do I find his? See, it's.
His scythe is nowhere to be seen.
Anything around?
I see you.
He does have a unique-looking module on his armor, however. You see it has the deep core insignia.
Deep core.
It does not look like any other module you've ever seen.
jack that shit.
Well, I mean, I'm sure I know how to remove modules, right?
That's correct.
Give it the old whirl. I'm not really gonna. I mean, I am worried about something bad happening, but I'm gonna go ahead and chance it for time.
It is the mirror module, level 4.
Mirror.
It's a powerful module with some sort of a presence inside of it, based on its design.
Interesting.
It's used to absorb mana-based projectiles and hold them indefinitely.
Oh shit! And then release them to somebody else. That's really good. Okay. All right, and then his size nowhere to be found. Sinister.
Hello.
I need to know what his weapon looks like.
He posits the memory of the scythe in your mind, and you locate it instantly.
Oh shit! You are a good Grimgore. You are probably going to get to see the moon tonight. Thank you, master. Okay, so I'm gonna sashay with a slight saunter over to the scythe.
Okie dokie. You find the Dark Magian War Scythe.
Oh shit, that sounds awesome. Dark Magian War Scythe. I wish I could use a pole arm. I'll have to
It
get
is
a pole arm. Have to get a pole arm style.
Fires a 5, however, so it's off. It's banned.
What do you mean? I've got a 6 Constitution.
Holy shit!
I've got a 3.
Yeah, that's really good. I don't have any weapons. I mean, that'd be pretty cool when all of a sudden you see this adept bust out a weapon and it's a fucking scythe.
Great success.
You're gonna be like, you're gonna screw this up, and you fight and you're like, oh shit, we're in trouble now.
Dun, 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 dun.
Okay, that's awesome.
I want Jack to share one of those infestors with me, so I can actually use it.
You also locate the Dragon Lance.
Oh, hey.
Oh, okay. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 points we found.
Then Ernie goes to check another heat signature, not already attended to. And then he finds the Tome Man. He's holding a tome.
Oh man. Yes, yes.
Should I, with my Magian lore, would I know that touching this could cause something to me, or?
You identify the tome. I'm sorry. What is your Magian lore? Yes, tomes can be very dangerous if touched, if cursed. What is your Magitech lore? I'm sorry, Magecraft lore.
Magecraft, it is 3.
You quickly identify this as a ghosting tome.
Ghosting
And tomes, for clarity, are activated with the spell Direct Nature. Direct Nature is a spell that basically targets pieces of Magitech or Magecraft to unleash their effects, and such as tomes. Since this is a ghosting tome, it's going to unleash a ghosting spell of some kind.
Alton has those spells.
Alright.
Sweet. So, ghosting tome?
I'll go ahead and risk it, take it.
You channel into it, and you recognize it to be the Tome of Bitterness. Put it in the group loot.
Ghost tome, tome of bitterness.
Do I locate any seals on him?
The Tome Man has no other seals.
Oh yeah, that seal I got off that guy is not on here.
As you take the tome from the man's hands, you quickly realize he is breathing, but he's choking on his blood.
I shoot on over there. Ooh, oh, a live one. I
There's a
remember
man.
this one. He was vile. Grimgor. What are his thoughts? Where is his second tome? He had a second tome, right?
This guy has whipped out 3 different tomes during the course of the battle.
All right. Well, yeah. I want to know what his thoughts are right now. What the tome? I guess the book shape, whatever the tomes are.
He is unconscious and is currently dreaming.
Should I?
About-
Was he really
about-
this nasty man?
Sugar canes and
You want to
candy.
go through his whole memory bank to find out?
Oh no no.
No, I don't.
That
I don't
was-
want to look. I don't want to look at porn history. I'm good.
I meant during the fight. Was he pretty brutal?
Well, he didn't get to do a whole lot. His first tome was pretty nasty.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Okay. I just didn't know if he could. I was gonna ask if he would be better off like healed and alive to get more information, or if we just leave him.
I don't think so.
All right.
I got lucky and I used my sinister to give him dyslexia.
Oh yeah, that was from the start. I was there for that part.
Okay, so well, he's at peace.
Is that peace? All right.
We need to find that Tanner guy. He was powerful. But that's all the marks, right?
Negative.
I think there's 2 more or 3.
Okay.
I don't know.
You find Kronos. You find the original man.
Oh yeah, the original guy, the guy that was. Is he dead?
He is super dead.
Oh,
He is wearing Dark Magi attire. Does not appear to be a mercenary at all.
can I have Grimgor occupy his mind and find out what he was all about?
His most recent thoughts were about escaping, and most of his other memories are pertaining to Deep Core.
There's just again deep core.
Keep order.
Do I get his name or anything like that?
His name is Doomsday.
Gloomsday. Okay. And he's dead as fuck. I'm not a Necrene. I can't bring him back.
I can give him a limb.
I mean, I can get. I think I can do that too. Well, maybe not. I don't think he's missing.
Then that Shinnah finally makes the scene.
He's just dead as fuck. So, okay, well, we'll get, like, this is just what he looks like, and he had something to do with Deep Core. And, oh yeah, have all these mercenaries been was it the Raven?
No, the mercenaries were vultures.
Vulture. That's the one you said that I noticed he was a vulture.
That's correct.
And all these guys appear to be vultures?
All except this guy.
Does he have anything that? Oh, I'm not there. It looks like
Yeah, we are. We're both right here.
Nope, he has nothing on him. He doesn't even have armor.
signifying. Okay.
So, this guy is
Street
a
clothes.
nobody. And, judging by how we came upon him, they were probably wanting information. So, because this guy does not seem like a combatant. Because he's dreaming about pickles right now, and not fighting. He's not a real fighter. He's a bloody wanker.
You come up to the next body. This is the unarmed fighter.
Oh
Who
yeah,
is
this
it?
guy.
Who's searching this guy?
I'll search him.
Okay.
Hey, it's a Shinnah. Search that guy.
Well. Well, he's dead. He looks pretty well practiced in unarmed fighting. Do you have any way to examine his memorize?
Can I raid his mind?
Yeah.
I'll raid his mind.
Okie dokie. He's not thinking anything. He's dead.
What about I call over? Well, I can't raid his mind, but can I examine his body, his armor, his clothing, attire? Maybe he has insignias on him.
He has a couple of etching seals on his person.
Okay.
Yeah, this is that son of a bitch that hit me with that fucking... Hit me with my own etching seal. You believe that, Morningstar? Joshua used a technique that I made against...
No.
Damn, that's dirty, Joshua.
Uh-huh.
How we're friends.
That's not true.
He fucking... I made the build, and he used it on me.
I think that's fucking bullshit.
It was pretty fucking awesome, what it was.
Well, since we're not friends anymore, Joshua, I won't
No.
come to you in Texas in January.
Oh shit.
Instead, I'll visit your mom.
Yeah, man, he hit me with an etching
Have
seal,
fun,
drained
dude.
90 mana per turn.
Ooh. Ew.
I failed it. I failed the check like 3 times in a row.
Damn. So, any insignias? Just a mercenary?
That's the vulture insignia.
Okay. I signal to Ulta to come over here with his familiar, have him examine his memories.
He has a familiar owner himself. He controls a storm spawn.
Oh wow.
Master is a wielder of us too. Really? I wouldn't even know how to get that out of there. Does the sinister know?
Do I know? Let me see. Is there an alchemy? No.
Can I ask the sinister if he can wield the... Actually, no, I don't want the familiar. Deal with that. That just costs more time.
I could create a copy of him if I get the specs.
If you want to create a copy of the familiar, you're going to have to extract it first.
Oh, yeah, actually, I'll touch it. I forgot.
Wait, doesn't the familiar automatically like unbond once his animus dies?
That's correct. Once he dies completely and accepts death, the familiar will leave.
And at that time, we could fight it and capture it.
That's correct.
This guy could hang on for a day, right?
It depends if he's undergone transcendence or not.
But
Usually
generally...
within an hour, they'll accept death completely.
Oh, okay. Well, we don't have an hour to be hanging around down here, I don't think.
What if we set him on fire?
What kind of familiar was it again?
It's a storm spawn.
Storm spawn.
Powerful dragon familiar, I think.
That's correct.
One, I don't have a way to extract it, so that should maybe that should be a training, another familiar training.
That would be an awesome familiar training.
Yeah.
Just like
I have an energy technique to do that.
Animus
I thought there
Stealer.
already was one, but I guess there isn't.
To remove a familiar?
No, just remove things from somebody's mind.
Yeah, I don't think that there is.
Because that's how you're supposed to loot people. If you want the stuff that's in their body and not on the that actually on the ground left by them.
Right.
We talked about this for like multiple times, and we just never created one.
Okay.
But it seems like it should be a mental technique because it's mental storage.
You know what would be pretty neat too is like a way where you could subdue somebody else's familiar. I don't know.
You can already do that.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, you just do it like normal.
And if it's like one of your friends, like I subdue something and I'm gonna give it to you, then you just tell your familiar, don't resist, and then you subdue the familiar.
And then you do a thing.
Like, can you do it in battle?
Yeah,
All right.
just like a regular familiar.
Like,
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's a free familiar or if it belongs to somebody. You can subdue it as normal.
that would be funny. Hey, cut that out! Stop trying to steal my familiar.
Yeah, I don't have any way to
Dismiss
get
it, and you automatically lose, but it's whatever.
the familiar out.
If they
But
can't afford to dismiss it, then yeah, they have to keep it out.
is this guy adept?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so he is adept. Okay, so I guess that's normal that he's got a familiar. Storm Spawn Hydra is pretty good.
He looks to be zealous clans.
So am I.
Oh, you're one of those high mighty
uh,
ones.
A brother turned awry.
Good job, Aurora. You knocked my pencil between.
I don't know. I guess I give him an adept. In nomine Patres Spiritu Adepte. Because I can't extract the familiar, and
There's also his fighting style that can be extracted. I'm pretty sure you can do this with sealing.
Mental
Or am I crazy?
Seal entity, maybe, for the familiar?
Oh, that's a good one.
You're trying to pass it from inside one seal to another, basically.
Prison object would that work?
Wait, Joshua, since he's dead, wouldn't the
Yeah.
familiar automatically come out of his mental storage
Nope.
and hang around? No?
Nope. His mana signature has to disappear with him accepting death completely.
because he's still hanging around. He just he can't move or nothing. And once he says I'm fucked.
Yeah, believe it or not, guys, the state that all these dudes are in is completely actionable if you have the correct techniques. So that's why that doesn't count as instant death. Yeah, I guess there is no memory energy technique to do that. Ghosting should be able to do it. I guess sealing doesn't have a spell yet. I'll probably go ahead and add one.
Let's make one right now.
Green avatar, spatial integrity, proxy, nope. Consciousness, but
Counter encompasses the form of a target within the form
yeah, extract memory extracts memories to be placed into seals or storage. So we just need a spell that's going to extend that to actual items in mines. Yeah, if you could basically extract memory will work for that purpose at the moment.
From ghosting.
Maybe you
Yeah.
could do a compound spell that extract memory and imprison object.
Yeah, that would work too.
Wait, well, can you do that?
If you have extract memory, anybody?
Oh, nobody has extract memory.
Well, fuck.
No, what did you say though, Sadi?
Extract memory and imprison object in a compound spell. That I have.
Yeah, that would grab it from the person and put it into whatever seal you want.
Because I only have imprison object, but I think that would require the object to actually
That's correct.
be.
Otherwise, you'd just be putting the body in an object, which isn't going to do you any good.
Maybe we can save the adept for later, so when the the guy.
Oh, you know
comes
what? I think the idea was it was just supposed to be a memory energy check. naturally. That's probably why it's not a tech, because it's supposed to be default. So you just make a memory. Yeah, it was supposed to work in tandem with your mental nodes. We just haven't implemented that yet. So you make a check based on the defenses of their mental node system. So based in which will make your stuff harder to extract or not. So if you want to extract the items from them, you just need to make a memory energy check.
I mean, I'll give it the old. Can you make a memory energy check? You just add a D6 to your memory energy.
No, I just need to know what your memory is. Memory energy.
My memory is a 66.
My memory.
Okie dokie, that's gonna be higher than his.
All right.
You're definitely gonna be able to collect it. It just depends on how long you want to try to do it. And who are you targeting?
This is the familiar guy, right?
Right.
The So I guess I'm. Well, if I target the familiar, I would be doing what? I'd be pulling it out, then I'd have to subdue it.
That's correct.
I don't want to do that. Does he have any objects on him?
Just those seals.
We already got those, right?
He has a fighting style, but you can't extract that with this technique. You can only get the memory.
But Sadi can get the memory, and then he can map it, or because he's got spells that, like map and stuff.
If you map it, then yeah, you can put it in a seal, and then you can use that. Yeah.
No, I don't have any spells that map.
Oh, okay. And
Well, the
our
only,
spell package doesn't have map either, does it? I don't think it does.
the only thing I could do is that if the familiar comes out, I could, if it's an adult, I can copy it. Or
I'll fight the familiar and subdue it.
I mean, we could probably have this subdued in like 3 rounds.
yeah, because
If
that
if I make the check on the first round.
you have the sinister familiar out to fight it.
So yeah, the seal metaphysical is a sealing technique that will allow you to map a dominated mind, memories, or data into a medium, like a style, for instance.
Yeah, the adept in me is more like I don't need any more familiars. Or I guess the elite guard in me is I don't need any more familiars, and the adept in me is this familiar's just better off being let loose. Like I personally think it's not worth the time, effort, and.
So I'm just going to simplify this and say there's already a seal with his style in there. It's actually supposed to be part of the lore anyway, that practitioners of a certain style are supposed to like carry the style with them for their own personal study as just part of keeping up with their style.
Okay.
Anyways, we just haven't been playing like that. But yeah, I'm going to say they all have a seal of their style, so if you want to grab it, you're going to have to do the memory check thing.
Okay.
So how much time do you want to spend grabbing this, or what are you grabbing?
Yeah, I'll put it this way. The unarmed fighting style guy.
Yeah.
The unarmed, that guy. I would like to take that. I am personally. Alta is going for that guy's style, and that's it.
Okie dokie. What does everybody want to do in the meantime?
I will go check the other body.
The last body?
The Katana guy.
Katana man.
Katana man.
He's got to have the good shit. The good shit.
Could you have your sinister familiar obey me for temporarily?
No,
No.
but it will obey me. What do you want? Yeah, dude.
Come with me to
Occupy.
read that guy's memory.
Well, that guy has the 2 infestors, which you already took. He's got a Magitech weapon stored in his mind, and he's got a fighting style.
Memory check. I will spend some time to get that Magitech out of his mind. I have a 66 as well.
He's also got an Elder Magic Spiel.
I will try to extract that.
Okie dokie. Alright, so you're gonna have to do the fighting style first, so you're gonna be preoccupied. You recover the lunar style.
Lunar. That sounds cool.
That's a pretty good style, I recall. Got good perks.
So like all other styles, you're gonna have to use a dedicated training if you want to teach this to yourself or anyone else.
So it's pending.
Correct.
Alright.
What did you want to take, Ernie?
So it was
Magitech weapon,
Magitech.
style, and I'm gonna go for the Elder Magic Spiel.
Okay. I'll go for the Magitech weapon.
You receive the Assailed Collapser. There you go. Now, Chanel, what are you up to?
Oh, yeah, I'll just that familiar. I'll fight and have my darkness straight consume it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You extract the storm spawn. It appears, and it is angry technique. It's angry eyes at you. It begins channeling spiritual energy.
All right, I'll fucking power up and I will fucking murder it.
Let me see here.
Don't go too ham.
I won't.
Like 3.
3. I'll lean away from the guys just so our attack and shit don't mess with them.
Okie dokie. It begins yielding a power of 2 and takes to the flight and begins moving at flight 4 and runs away.
I will energy techniques. I will use Umber Lock on it. Discipline versus discipline save to capture it.
Whoa. Okay. Roll. What's your discipline?
My discipline's a 10, and this is special melee, right? No. Energy techniques, no.
Okay, so it only has a discipline of 3, so that's going to result in a subdue or a capture.
Yeah, it just prevents it from running away.
Okie dokie.
I'll
Go ahead.
go in for a melee on it, unless it's enemies attack first or something.
Go for it.
I'll use Genesis style. Since this is a first attack of the game, I'll get 2 combat actions. And it's going to get hit. 1260 accuracy. What's its endurance?
2.
So that's 10 guaranteed hits of 42 damage.
Alright, so it instantly dies. Womp womp.
Cool. And I'll feed it to my familiar.
It gets edified. Go ahead and note that it ate a storm spawn.
With Fava Bean.
So this Darkness Drake has consumed 2 Shadowmancers, 1 Covenant Familiar, 1 Visage, and 1 Storm Spawn now.
Okie dokie. Let me see here.
Throw it a
All right.
couple.
Does anybody want to continue to look for more stuff?
Nobody wants to check the style of that container, man?
Yeah. I'll check the style because I think I need to update a style.
Which style from who?
Katana Man.
Katana Man. You map out. You retrieve the volley style.
Volley style.
Dum, ba-da-dum, bum, bum, bum.
Was the Katana Man a pretty good fighter?
He was decent. Nothing special though.
Better than Rain though, right?
No,
No?
no. Rain style is
Damn it.
one of the 3 most popular styles, but it's
Ripper?
also an unarmed style.
I meant Ripper.
Oh, Ripper?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
It sounds like a base style.
I don't think Ripper's base, but I don't know if volley is a B rank style, so you have to tell me.
Ripper. Base 7, scaling 3-5, type S.
That's a weapon, bro.
Oh wait.
It's not a style.
Yeah, let me go check what I'm doing.
All right. What are you up to, Kronos?
I guess I'll go again.
D rank.
Oh, I can only pull actual objects with this thing. Oh no, I was still in the midst of trying to pull the spell.
So the spell does not come in the form of a seal in this case. So you actually do need the ghosting magic to get a spell.
Yeah, I don't have that, so then I guess I'm not doing that. And instead of doing that, I guess I'll just go to the next closest body and see if there's an
You
object.
go back to the Tome Man,
All right, oh man.
and you see he has 2 other tomes.
Well, I tried to get them out of his cake hole.
Do you want the Sage Tome or the Arcane Tome?
The Sage Tome.
You receive the Sage Tome. It is a tome of brittleness.
Give the arcane one to Shin Na.
No, don't do it.
I have enough shit I can't even keep track of. You keep it.
He's gonna kill all of us.
Alright, I guess I'll keep 2 tomes and I'll keep the second one.
As you are moving to the last body, you sense 6 mana signatures moving in complete uniformity towards the intersection.
Get the fudge out of here.
Do you want to retrieve the last item?
It's in the mind or is it in?
It's in the mind, correct. There's also an extra style that nobody has retrieved.
Yeah, I'll retrieve those 2 things then.
That's going to take a while.
Wait, no, I'll retrieve the what's it called? The tome, and if somebody else wants to retrieve the style at the same time, will that save time?
Yeah.
Okay, so Shinna's
The drones are probably going to be here, so you got to make that call.
Yeah.
I can retrieve the style.
Okay, so it's going silo. Somebody's going for the style, and Sadi's going for the what's the other thing?
The last tome.
Oh, okay, the arcane tome.
Arcane tome, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, the drones enter during your extraction processes, and they begin systematically scanning the levels of the whatchamadoodles. Veronica immediately jumps down to where you fellas are at. Drones are incoming. We have mere moments.
Oh shit. Well, I guess we better get the hell out of here.
You wish to complete extraction.
Can we carry the body and extract at the same time?
Blah, 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 blah.
Be able to suck a butthole out while flying.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, let's do that.
All right.
Yeah, I guess that will work.
Okay, blah, 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 blah. You leave the intersection with the two bodies in tow and extract Sliver Style and the Arcane Tome.
Liver Stout sounds like it's a good one. I think I remember reading it. This Tome of Brittleness, I think, should probably go to Alton because he's got the ability to use tomes. He has
Homer.
he has the direct nature spells to be able to use them. So
Oh, you need a spell to use these things?
That's correct.
Okay.
oh, this is
And
yeah, this is really good.
So I can use tomes? Wow, that's something.
Yeah, your direct nature spells allow you to use tomes. So yeah. Now what's this arcane? Okay, it's Side Sliver.
What was the style I retrieved?
There's a style that's universal. It's called Sliver Style, 60 rank. I'm sorry, 60 weapon arts required. It's a rank A. Has no special effects, but it is universally applicable to all fighting styles.
That's pretty
Or
good.
weapons, pardon me.
Target receives equipment damage.
So sliver.
Damn, this arcane tome is fucking beast.
Yeah, this curse
Who has
resist
the Arcane Tome?
13. That's hard.
Huh?
Who has the Arcane Tome?
I do.
Well,
But,
you immediately become afflicted by it for extracting it.
Yay.
Make a resistance curse check.
Oh god, I have low resistance. Let's see. What is there anything I could add? Or
Yeah, if you have curse bonuses, go ahead and add those.
let me see. I do not.
If you have possession bonuses, go ahead and add those.
Yeah, it's gonna be a straight resist.
Okay, go for it. You better have high resistance.
What's your resistance? Is it a 7?
No, it's lower. It's a 6.
You
Oh,
fail. You fail.
That's really bad news.
Yep.
Fail.
I'm gonna die. Great.
Yeah, your resistance has to be a 7, at least. No, it actually has to be an 8 because you have to beat it. So your resistance has to be an 8. If you don't
Okay,
have
you get afflicted by the pull of the damned curse, and you suddenly stop flying and lose all momentum or control and fall straight to the ground face first. You stop channeling immediately, all your stats go to 0, and you freaking break your neck as you're flying.
Can I defensively catch him with
telekinesis.
telekinesis?
Go ahead and what's your discipline?
My discipline's a 10.
All right, you retrieve him with precision and avoid the contact. However, you do notice he is unable to close the book and is currently becoming more possessed.
Can I retrieve the book from his hands?
How?
I'll grab it and pull it from him.
Make a resistance check for touching the tome.
Okay, so I get +3 to curse rolls. What circle does this belong to? So
This
plus curse roll.
circle, I think this is probably going to be the circle of envy.
Okay, so just +4. Any psychic barrier to that?
Negative.
Okay, so roll d6. Rolled a 3 this time, so 7 plus 8. So
Is
15.
15?
Yeah.
Are able to close the book. That releases Ernie from the curse.
Oh, jeez.
I start laughing my ass off. I'm like, what a fucker.
That's the better technique than I was going to use because I was just going to manifest one of those kataners and just go doink. Sorry about that.
Mm.
Cut your arms right off.
That's great.
You could have grown them right back on. It would have been fine.
Yeah, I can grow them back
So,
on.
so the book closed, and now what? Is it still in his hands or what?
No, it's in Shinnaw's hands.
Oh, that's right. He grabbed it out of his hands and then he closed it.
Oh my, I'm still pretty much dead, right? Or
He's shaking his finger at you like,
no,
"What
you're fine.
I'm fine. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was demonic.
I didn't know, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, there's a reason I did not choose the arcane tome.
Thanks, Shana.
I got you, Captain. For when you make a Shana move.
All right, so we're boot scooting it out of there, bootly scooting it.
Okie dokie.
Are there droids following us or anything like that?
They are systematically continuing to scan the infrastructure, so it's going to take a minute before they reach you. In the
Okay,
meantime, you navigate down one of the intersecting paths leading to this highway.
Okay, I was going to in our as we escape, I was going to throw some elemental wind behind to disrupt the down even more to make it like dusty or whatever.
Dooski.
Yeah,
Okie dokie.
Dooski.
that way it'll slow them down a little bit more, maybe.
Awesome.
So I have to like look through all that shit, and it's elemental, so they won't be able to know that hey, that wasn't anything more than wind.
That's correct.
Maybe I should.
All right.
Oh,
You make haste and navigate through the substreets at Ronica's lead. After moving far enough away, she takes a moment and begins sensing around to make sure you're not being trailed by the drones. Of course, the lot of you are already fully aware of their distance. She is not. After concluding it's safe to progress, you get back on track towards moving to the orbital lift. Is everybody familiar with why you're going to the orbital lift?
I am not.
Forgot.
It's a former transportation that used to take you up into the atmosphere, but it's been repurposed in this scenario to go from the outer districts to the inner districts.
That's correct. There's a hierarchical class-based segregation of the Dark Magian citizens. The outer districts are filled with basically less prestigious housing and the miasma. The inner districts are miasma-free and house basically all of the super important legacy houses of Magi's history. So needless to say, there's a lot more security for getting in. Nobody's allowed in from the outer districts or from transit, except on special occasion and notifying the Dark Magian government. However, the team here seems to have found an exploit with which to breach the sanctity of the inner districts.
And that's where we're headed because we're supposed to be talking to a senator.
That's correct. You're on your way to meet Kawadata Kage. He is a resident senator of Dark Magi with some central Magian sympathy. He also works with Ronica, so he's in an unofficial capacity, very much working for Central Magi. He's basically the best asset Central Magi has to the internal politics of Dark Magi at the moment. Where have you been, Shana? Says Ronica.
I was meditating on that primordial thing we encountered earlier. But don't worry, nothing ill has come. I just recovered another green sapphire connected to the hunt.
Hunt?
Take no heed to what I say. It's related to unnamed ones.
Well, I hope I haven't failed your confidence, guardsman. I did not expect to find a band of mercenaries in the substreets, especially so combat ready.
It is peculiar. They were more proficient than. Seemed to be more proficient than the normal mercenaries. Captain, what did you learn from all this?
I had one of my narcoleptic seizures during this, so I will have Kronos tell you, or Alta.
Well, the basis of what happened is 5 dudes were ganging up on one dude, and they were going to straight up execute him. So we intervened, and it comes to find out, we weren't able to save the guy. But I did learn that he's not a combatant, and he has something to do with deep core.
He does.
And I know this because when I examined his body physically and mentally, he had a very deep throat.
No!
So that gave me the immediate indication that he had something to do with deep core.
That's not what deep core is about. It's about candy. Alright,
I'll share the memory of the face to her. See, do you recognize this person?
he certainly looks like a Dark Magian. He's pretty kempt. He may even be an inter-district resident, pardon me.
You should probably map that to something so that it doesn't take up your total recall slot. Oh yeah, and they're also, all of these guys are also Vulture Clan.
That's correct.
Vulture Clan is one of the top clans.
Who did what now?
Is the Vulture mercenary group one of the top groups?
They're not considered as professional, but there's a low barrier to entry, and there's a lot of them. And they're also cheaper to hire.
I'll ask Veronica if they're usually this aggressive.
Aggressive, yes. I've never seen so many vultures so well equipped before. These are likely some sort of elite class.
If you say so.
So this might cause a stir in their ranks.
A total routing of their ranks would bring attention to the site and mission.
Makes me wonder why they were chasing this non-combative.
Good thing we didn't show our asses down there very much.
At any rate, your mana signatures will have been cataloged by the ancestor because of the use of its powers. So once we get to the inner districts, you will need to recalibrate your seals to mask them yet again.
Oh, man. Yeah, because we were involved in the action, so obviously it would have cataloged us. Everybody involved.
Well, we can continue from here, I think, safely.
Alright. Let's walk softly, but carry big sticks.
If I may, Captain, should we amend operating parameters if we encounter more mercenaries while in the substreets?
What is she asking, really?
Do you want to put a directive as far as how everybody's meant to act in the face of encountered mercenaries, or do you want to just take it on a case-by-case basis?
I think we'll take it on a case-by-case basis, but if there's some clan that we shouldn't mess with, then let me know now.
No, you're in charge of the mission.
Yeah, like, do we have a primary protocol? Like, in general, leave mercenaries alone unless we need to. or they're going to do something that we think is evil. That would be an initial rule of engagement. For the most part, we leave them alone unless they engage us or they're engaged in evil activity.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and say that.
What's evil activity?
I'll leave them alone, but if they're engaged in something that's disruptive to, Magi and peace,
Our mission.
our mission, anything
Little kids.
of the sort.
By the time we're on our way back, Commander, it's likely that we'll be encountering more vulture down here, given the engagement. There will be investigations. Should we suspend moving forward? Should we abort?
Negative.
Well, we're almost there, right? So it'll be like on our way back. We'll have to deal with that.
Right.
Oh well, I mean, we're just we're passing. What the hell's going on here? I don't know. We didn't do anything. Will we have time to recalibrate before we come back?
Yeah, you can stay in inner districts as long as you need to,
Okay.
but that's really going to depend on Kawata, if he's going to want you in his vicinity or on his premises that long.
But even if we have a 5-minute conversation with him, when we're done there, we could recalibrate the seals.
Yeah.
Before we come back through this area.
Yeah.
Okay. So we should still be good to proceed.
Yeah, I don't see any reason to abort.
She's worried about encountering vultures down here on your way back, which will lead to more fighting.
Even if they don't know who we are?
Even if they don't know who you are, yeah, because they're going to be suspicious of everybody coming down here.
Like, hey, who are you? What are you doing down here? We're going to fight you to find out if you're the ones.
Yeah, because they're going to be inspecting the memory of that battle.
Right. After they unscramble it.
Dark Magi is probably going to unscramble it.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, there's still... the droids are going to find a bunch of bodies. So they have to investigate.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to take trophies for all of our kills?
Yeah. If you're a freak.
I guess we could have
We could have scooped them all up, I guess.
integrated the bodies or something.
Shit.
Although I guess maybe that would be... whatever. Anyway.
Could have buried them.
Well, Captain, I can unleash a Necroseraphim in that area. That should give Dark Magi a hell of a run for a while.
Yeah, to find out who did it.
After it killed like 1 billion people.
Is there? I asked Veronica. Is there a different route we could take?
Not without going back up to the subsurface in the outer districts.
Like on the way back, we can't take a different route. Like we can't avoid this.
Oh yeah, so all of this, there's only so many paths you can take back to the safe house from the orbital commissioned lift.
Yeah, I mean, I think we should go on.
I think we'll be okay.
Affirmative.
We could always lollygag after we meet with Kawata and just wander around for a while, a week even, and then come back. There's plenty of other people that are going to need to use that avenue to travel. So
That's correct.
after a week, there's probably going to be so many people through there. They're going to be like, "Fuck! Well, it's none of these guys. None of these. I don't know. How do we test people? We can't just fight everybody down here."
Yeah.
I mean, because eventually a regular citizen might be like, "Hey, there's just..."
Well, most of the citizens don't use the substreets for anything.
Oh, that's right, because they're upstanding, honest people that use the normal travel method.
They're going to just be using the mist rail in the outer districts. You only go to the substreets if you need to reach areas within the substreets, like commerce districts or something like that.
But sometimes citizens will use the substreets?
Not really, no.
Not really, okay. But still, there's still going to be a lot of people that are up to no good passing through that area, and they're going to be like, well, how do you tell who's up to no good enough?
I don't know.
Because if we can reconfigure our seals, then we shouldn't have anything to worry about as far as them looking at like our Mona signatures and whatnot. But if they want to fight us, then I mean we have to fight back. Um, but I guess that would just mean don't utilize the techniques and stuff that we used last time that were unique.
Your other alternative is to go above. The orbital lift is guarded by Old Guard. If you use the upper surface level, which is the outer district pathways, you can avoid those by going to the substreets, which is what Ronica's doing now.
Okay. And is it possible, or I guess I should say, it must be possible because of corruption and whatnot. I'm sure you could probably grease somebody's palm or get a pass from the old guard or something if you knew somebody or whatever. But anyway, we're not there yet.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
what say you, Captain?
I say that, we should proceed ahead. Just let's do our best to use those techniques of hiding in the shadows and keeping Ronica hidden.
Okay, so we're doing the shadow personalities, except Ronica and Alton.
Correct.
So I
You
guess
reach the surface from the substreets, and the decommissioned orbital lift is in view. All of the automated features of the once thriving lift into the magic infrastructure that reach deep into the stratosphere are now unresponsive and void of destinations. They have instead waned into dust light and monochrome that at times almost looks like silhouettes looking downward on the streets of Magi. You've been informed by Ronica that her ally will be waiting for us, having traveled here before your entry as a technician within the area. Hold your positions, says Ronica as you enter. Before we enter, we'll signal our contact with a fluctuation of energy. If I'm not present with you, you use 3 fluctuations within a specific interval that I'll map out now for you. If distressed, she will respond in 2 rapid fluctuations of her own. If normal, she will respond with only 1. Veronica then does the 3 fluctuations in the interval of about 1.5 seconds each. There's then a single fluctuation on the returning end.
that means everything's all good on that end.
Okie
So
dokie.
she I guess does she need to return the yes, I am all good too?
Negative.
Oh, okay.
She nods and you move in through the station. The station itself is in its condition decommissioned state because of the divided concordant between Magi and Dark Magi and the creation of the demilitarized zone. Ever since, the stations, the outer districts have become abandoned, but not entirely disconnected for emergency purposes. Instead, the Misrail interfaces with stations and allows transit between them, including from the outer and inner districts, if hacked correctly. Inside, the elevators, as you see, have been rigged with generators to provide unique support isolated from the Ancestors' feed. And there you see Ronica's ally, who jumps down as you enter the building.
Oh, you just kind of came out of the nowhere there. What's your name?
What's her name?
It's a her?
Yes.
Can we call it a Shayla?
Shayla?
Can we call it a Shayla?
Shelly.
Her name is Shelly. Shelly Shayla. Shayla Shelly.
God
Well,
damn
I'm
it,
gonna
Shelly.
call her Shayla.
Okay.
Sheila.
Alright, Misrail's hot. It should be all good to go. I've already discussed my apprehensions with Veronica, but just to be as terse about it as I can, the integrity of this endpoint is not as secured as we'd like it to be.
Okay. Does that mean we're on a time limit, or that anyone can pop out of anywhere at any time?
Because of the use of the mist rail to export contrabands into the inner districts, it's used pretty widely, but we always run the slight risk of Dark Magi making routine inspections on those using the lift. You see, the lift can't be completely shut off despite its conditions currently, she said, looking around. It's important for the integrity of Magi's defense system, and so the contract with Central Magi requires that all the lifts have an emergency connection with Ancestor in the case of some sort of catastrophic event or orbital besiegement. That's why it can be abused the way it is. But it is monitored routinely. There's no reason for them to suspect us of particular importance. But we run the risk all the same. That's why these lifts, if used routinely, become unusable or less secured as far as the Senate has approved their security. This one hasn't been used by our group for many months, though. However, it's showing unusual activity in its logs. There's an abundance of traffic, and we're not sure why.
Does it show who the people are that are walking through?
It shows people, of course, but there's no way the mist rail can track beyond what their alias are. You're not the only ones who are likely disguised. Information here is virtually useless. It's also quite outdated, hence is why it's easily hackable.
Has your team secured the surrounding area to make sure it's not being monitored outside of the normal old guard presence?
I'm afraid that's too high profile. Our skill sets don't encompass cataloging data feeds linking inside the orbital lift. Such things have to be done with permits. Otherwise, it draws a lot of attention. You see, most people don't mind being spotted for contraband because everybody knows everywhere in the outer and inner districts contraband is wanted. However, if you get caught trying to make it clear that you don't want to be traced, you're going to be isolated. Of course, guardsmen, if you have any sort of techniques you wish to utilize, you may feel free to.
Techniques to what, like to remain incognito?
To see if you're being tracked, to scout the area.
Oh,
They're just technicians. They're not military.
yeah.
Let's see if you're being tracked.
Well, one would be like if we had any seals on us, which I don't think we do. Because I did eventually resist that seal. That makes it not. It just falls off, right?
Are you asking what happens if you resist a seal?
Yeah. What happens after the limiter seal is resisted?
You break it.
Off.
Yeah, you break it. It doesn't fall off. It just disintegrates.
Okay. Well, unless there's some other tracker when you put that on me, or there's droids following us, which there could be, because I mean there could be droids looking at us right now from. Well, we're still in the under streets or whatever.
No, you're outside.
Okay. Yeah, I mean there could be a droid, 10 kilometers up, looking right at us.
The surrounding area of the orbital lift is heavily populated with the old guard.
Would cognitive virtuosity be able to find these
It depends what you're looking for.
droids?
Everywhere. or that they're specifically following us. I guess the move is to well, use a standard pinch point technique to see if you are being followed. Walk around the city, find an arrow, walk through it. If something follows you, you're being followed.
You want to go ahead and give the surrounding area a quick runabout?
Yes.
Okay. He makes certain to steer clear of ostensible old guard sites or surveillance equipment, as well as any checkpoints that might be looking for your mana signature. And as far as you can tell, the old guard is not positioned in a preemptive way.
When do we have the opportunity to change or modify our seal signatures?
Usually that needs to be done in some sort of sealcraft setting. Like a letter.
So we got to know somebody.
Are you asking if you can do it yourself, or do you need like a tools, or what are you asking?
Yeah, I was basically asking, can I just go over here behind the dumpster and modify my signal, or do I gotta be in like kind of lab type thing?
Yeah, it'd be much more secure to do it in a lab. Yeah.
Okay, so we don't have that in the central districts yet, but we do in the
If you were to take your seals off for modification right now, you have to channel mana to modify them, and that would give away your original energy signature, which is that of an elite guardsman.
Right.
So taking your seals off and modifying them on site is not an option at all.
Okay. Yeah. So we need to avoid detection until we can modify our seals.
Right.
Okay. Okay, so I guess we're checking out the sites, looking at the shops. I'm looking for my lizard on a stick because it's my favorite thing to eat. Lizard on a stick.
I'm looking for my crepe because I like crepes.
Is it crepe Suzette or just any crepe will do?
Any
Several of
crepe
the
will do.
commoners within the outer district take note of your presence, having never seen you around this place before.
But we're wearing gold stuff, right?
Oh, okay.
Right? I mean that was our cover, or what?
Yeah,
How,
if that's the mercenary group you're with, then yeah.
I thought that's what we were wearing and that's what our cover was, but maybe I was not, or were we just like random? Oh no, because we dressed up all nice because we were gonna go meet the senator.
Oh, you haven't dressed up yet, but yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, we got the duds, but we haven't put them on yet. So I guess How were we fighting? Were we fighting as golds?
I think did we choose golds? We did choose. What did we?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't have
we
it in the notes.
Yeah,
have
you
it?
chose gold. You chose golds.
Okay.
Okie dokie.
I was just asking, were we dressed as golds?
I don't know.
I guess we probably were because that's supposed to be our cover, but I don't know if that, I don't know if we left the hideout with Ronica dressed as golds, or if we just went out as just general random people.
I think we went as her bodyguards. So
That's right.
We
Dude.
didn't put on the gold yet.
Okay, there we go.
That would make sense to me. I don't know.
It would make sense for golds to be your bodyguard.
Oh,
It would.
it would.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, well, then there we go. That's what we're doing. That's how we're dressed. I'm looking for lizard on the stick.
Okie dokie.
But I don't
Like I said, your unusual behavior is going to draw attention eventually if you want to continue to scout.
Oh, because nobody's ever seen us before?
No one's seen you before, and you're all golds that are not in a group together.
Like a larger group than 4.
Do you want to go? Do you
It's
want to
like a
meet up?
really small community or whatever? Like, there's like 50 people here?
Is there a small community around the outskirts of the orbital lift?
Well, I thought we were in the inner districts. We're not there yet?
No, you haven't opened up the orbital lift yet. You said you
Oh.
wanted to scout.
Okay, I thought we were in the inner districts. I was like, yeah, let's look around and then we'll go.
Negative. You are in the outer districts, in the immediate area outside of the orbital lift.
Okay.
Oh.
Those guards that Alta looked for were just outside of the orbital lift?
The guards that Alta looked for? I was not aware he was looking for guards.
Or the old guard, he said? Something about old guard?
The old guard is all over the place in the outer districts outside of the orbital lift, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, I was confused with that. In that case, I don't care about lollygagging here at all. I'm more interested in getting on the orbital lift.
Okie dokie. Womp 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 womp.
Agreed then.
Okay. You make it, you activate the mist rail. Rhonda comes with you. Before you make your transit, you change your attire to match that of your new destination.
And if we're gonna see Kawadata, we're gonna put on the fresh duds. I guess.
Rendered before you now is a bright, congested cityscape with somewhat translucent figures walking about and conversing with one another. There are many Magitech drones performing a variety of actions, including levitating people, projecting images or maps, or as dialogue busts. Occasionally you also see a very real solid person walking and flying about as well. Veronica's posture has changed entirely, such as has her, I guess her hairstyle, as she is a resident of the inner districts. As you move through the tiled floor that lights up with a monotone noise that seems to linger for a moment, you become aware of a distant music that now pervades the entirety of the city. And suddenly memories of being within the Dark Capital during your inauguration come to mind. In the distance, you see the great pavilion of Magi, one of the holiest locations of the entire kingdom, where you are formerly knighted or as elite guard.
Sweet.
Oh, memories.
It's like
Veronica quickly brings you to the main thoroughfare. You pass another group. This one has it's a pair of Dark Magians that each have a single retainer. They also appear to have gold insignias. The 2 gold members give you nods.
Return the nod.
Okie dokie.
Turn the node. The node.
Veronica says nothing to the 2 other citizens, right? You eventually reach the estates, where Veronica uses her influence in the colorful diagram before her, secures her passage. She's met with a greeting that says, "Welcome, Lady Veronica. Mr. Kage is currently waiting for you, expecting you." You then all enter the mist rail, which transports you to the estate. The estates here in the inner district are of greater prestige than even Central Magi, as they predate the palace by some centuries.
Holy shit. Okay.
And upon stepping forward, and towards it, a monolith of the manor materializes, protruding statues in the form of a chimera, wielding tridents that cross each other's tines. The statues then animate, drawing them apart and leaving an open archway that holds stairways that are now forming from the monolith before you. Step on from into the entryway onto the level floor is to be struck with a brisk fragrance meant to reflect the elegance of an esteemed, if not conceited, demeanor. You find yourselves in the company soon of automated sentry spheres bearing the insignia of House Kage. The walls and floors exhibit heavy themes of contrast between rich reds and vibrant greens meant to complement the aroma that seemed to be soaked into the exotic fabrics and lacing of antique furnitures seen here. Also to be noticed is an array of reflected circles outlining your position along the Magitech grid within the ceiling, as if to track your whereabouts at all times. They each glow with all of your footsteps.
Creepy.
Veronica moves confidently through the lobby towards what you can only assume are the offices of the estate. The route leads you down a corridor that exhibits many portraits and pictures of what you could mistake as Central Magi, but is undoubtedly the old capital in its prime, with many reoccurring faces, presumably the patrons of this estate, mingling with royalty. Kawadata, it seems, is not too far disassociated from the original founder of House Kage, meaning he is probably quite old and has no heirs that are at least interested in assuming his mantle here in Dark Magi.
With the heirs, no legitimate heirs.
On
And
arrival,
God,
upon arrival, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I've been Morgan.
Whoa. So upon arrival, you see three attractive attendees that seem to be waiting here already and make no effort to address you as you pass into the main rooms where you see Kawadata managing many Magitech spheres. He quickly matches the pictures given to you in your debriefing of him. He gestures his open hand as he notices you, dismissing all of the projected interfaces of Magitech that fade away as he removes an earpiece. The doors close around you and the room becomes quiet. Lady Veronica steps out. "Hail, guardsman," he says.
A good old nod from me.
Little,
As a debriefing? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
nothing.
As a debriefing, the Dark Magian, Kawadata is a Dark Magian insider who has sympathy with the Separatists or Central, whatever you want to call them. He has great respect for Central Magi, but the old capital has remained his home. He is concerned prior to the meeting. The party. Okay. Let me move straight to business, if I may. I wish to humbly ask you, as a Magian, does Central mean to marshal a counterattack?
Counterattack.
Well, Master Quagatha, our what we discovered was the
Stop.
perpetrator
In
who.
your mind, I say stop immediately.
What do you mean? He knows, right?
Knows
We
what?
have no idea what he knows. Right?
That's true.
He doesn't know why we're here. He knows that we're here. I knew you just answered his question instead of explaining a bunch of stuff. Because it would take 2 seconds to go, no. Or, I don't know. Oh, my pay grade.
We were just tasked to investigate the death of our late King Neos. What the Senate intends to do, we do not know, Master. Quagatha.
He nods, and then unfastens some of the plain yellow suit that he's currently wearing, before leaning back slightly. He turns his chair that he's seated in a bit and mentions aloud, It must have been difficult to come to the decision to participate in this mission, given the risks to even the elite guard.
Was it an actual choice? I thought we were selected.
Yeah, you were selected.
To serve is to honor Magi.
And you currently have a plan with which to procure Gendo with. Is there anything that the elite guard might benefit from procuring from within Dark Magi? As I'm sure you vacated your assets before coming here.
Whoops. No, we didn't.
Well, you're supposed to have, but for playtesting, we don't make you do that.
Okay. So yeah, so we should have gotten rid of like weapons, familiars.
Familiars you could have kept, but all of your magitech as well as your equipment you would have had to leave behind.
Seals.
Well, that's would have been completely fine. Not change anything. Not for this guy. Okay. Well, yeah, we did have to leave everything behind.
So, I guess before we can continue our investigation, we would need to make contacts with market, possibly the black market. Would you be able to assist us there, Master Quadra?
I suppose that would depend, Guardsman. I wonder if you might do me the courtesy, says, of showing me your real faces.
I look over to the captain.
Same. Look, you're the one that wanted to be the captain. You're the one who's like, hey, I want to lead. I want to be.
Yeah,
in
you were
front.
always insisting, dude. You wouldn't shut up about it.
I
I want
was
to be in front. I want to make all.
against it because this is my first time, but okay.
No, we almost banned you because you kept talking about it, and finally we're
No,
like,
you just
all
wouldn't
right,
shut the fuck up about it.
So all four of us are here?
That's correct.
Okay.
I'm just saying, mentally, I don't see a problem with that at this point, Captain. I mean, he's obviously a sympathizer, and he knows who we are already. He just wants to see our faces.
Well, wouldn't removing the seal or anything give our energy signature to the?
You can turn off the seal without blocking the energy proxy.
I guess we could also ask him. I mean, I assume we would, that would go unnoticed by Ancestor. Like, ask Kawadata that, so that he can assure us that yeah, you're fine. Because I mean, if this sympathizer screws us over, then I mean, we're fucked. So.
Well,
Yeah.
okay, I'll ask him if the sister will pick up our signature.
He smiles. You needn't worry, Guardsman. I swear on my life. Ancestor has no congressional approval to track anything within the Senator's domain.
On your life, you say, and then I turn off, show my face.
And mine.
Guardsman Sadi. Guardsman Ulta.
A nod, Senator. Hey, you two, show your asses. I mean, your faces.
Nelson refuses.
You're refusing an order from the captain?
Have I offended you, Guardsman, says Kawadata.
Alton answers with no, but I only seek to. The only people I'm willing to show my true face to are those I'm willing to fight in combat.
You're given an order, though. I undo my disguise hesitantly, given people knowing who I am as an elite guard and what I'm capable of. I don't want to stun the senator.
It is none other than Shinna, the demonic prodigy.
Senator?
You know, you yourself are probably setting off someone's alarm somewhere in the city.
I don't know anything about that.
Well, I hope this gesture hasn't borne out to be malevolent in your eyes. I'm risking quite a lot myself. I'm trying to serve as a mediator between the sentiments of Dark Magi and Central. We'll get into that in a moment, I suppose, though. It will be a bore, I'm sure, to refamiliarize you with the ultimate priority of Dark Magi for the countless time, I imagine. But to my previous question, do you have a tactical plan with which to perform your extraction of Gendo?
I believe a direct assault would be foolish and cause more harm than anything.
And I would agree. As relayed to me, Gendo's location and bio has been prepared for your extraction. But yes, as I say myself, I advise against storming the palace or anything radical in that regard. Firstly, Gendo resides in the palace, which is a floating island that you can see from here, just hovering above Deep Core in the sky. This has been confirmed by insiders through public admins of Gendo himself. He has a property registered here, and although this is of limited value, as infiltrating his estate will prompt only his retreat into another system, or likely a hidden sanctum. But you see, I think the truth is Gendo's location is really not the greatest issue, but rather getting his attention provides the best opportunity.
I think we understand each other, Senator. You see, on the depths, we still use the old ways and hunt. But it's much easier to trap your prey than it is to go after it in some cases. I think that's what you're alluding to, Senator.
Precisely so. He simply needs to be looking for you.
What Senator? What does Wanted partake in? What does he like the hobby?
What does Kawada to do, or does Gendo do?
What are Gendo's vices?
Yeah, what's his vices?
As you know, Gendo is an exceedingly good student of the Elder Magics, having himself helped pioneer many of its advancements, and helps even today expand of its theories that, since the advent of alchemy, have stagnated. This, I see, however, is an opportunity in of itself, because what Central is not likely aware of as the lack of insight of internal affairs within the old capital is Gendo's beliefs place him in an ideology called the Incorporealists. Simply put, he finds the complete literature of Caecilius as described by modern alchemy to be incomplete, and that his current methodologies to uncovering this knowledge are inadequate for doing so. Naturally, as an Incorporealist, this commits him into believing that Elder Magic, which, as you know, originally led to the discovery of much of what we know about modern alchemy and Caecilius, remains the best course for discovering further secrets. Secrets that even the demonic and the arcane cannot disclose. But perhaps, Guardsman, what has taken the most resources to uncover is that this specific interest of Gendo is hoping to uncover with Elder Magic is that he wishes to uncover the secrets of the Celestials. I share with you this intelligence as a gesture of our cooperation for this mission and in the future. As you're well aware, research of this type of intelligence is strictly forbidden, as it is associated with contributing to the Celestial Wars. There is, of course, not enough evidence to indict him in an official capacity at this moment. In that case, I hope to build with you further as your investigation continues. But now I'd like to propose you the second half, if I may. He says, unfastening more of his what do you call it? Shit.
Belt, shirt.
Not his belt, not his shirt, his collar. There you go.
Yeah.
I just FYI, I've already put the disguise back on.
Okie dokie.
As like in the middle of his talk.
All right.
Yeah. He still hasn't taken off his.
What you'll find on the topic now considered sacrilege in most circles is that the celestial characters perceived by those celestials have significance in the actual layers of Caecilius, the dimensional properties of it. And that, or so it is theorized, they can be invoked much like our own faith-based powers granted to us by overseers and attested to by all of civilization. Naturally. So go ahead.
Pardon me, Senator. So he's hoping to be able to channel God in magic, as that of Celestials.
And perhaps in its most far-reaching implications, guardsman, you might say so.
That magic doesn't follow the same rules as what you and I channel.
Yes, the Celestials don't even consider it magic in our current understanding. They've categorically denied the affiliation with mana-based powers in that way.
Hey Josh.
Yeah.
Was Gendo the guy that was doing alchemy transcendental magic? He was wanting to look it up. Is that what he was saying? Or research it?
Transcendental magic alchemy?
Yeah.
There is no such thing.
Or
You mean metaphysical?
the one I do.
Oh, dimensional alchemy?
Yeah.
No, he is not a dimensional practitioner.
Okay.
So basically, the way the eras of magic work is they discovered mana. This led to things like the discovery of polarity of mana as a particle, and then the advancement to high magic. High magic led to Magitech, which led to Elder Magic. That's the second era of mana, or magic. And the third era of magic is basically the discovery, with Elder Magic, of the school of alchemy, the ability to use alchemical seals, which is basically just a way of feeding Caecilius directly instructions on what to do. Caecilius, again, is just the universe's consciousness. You can give it explicit orders with alchemy, and the fact that Caecilius was respondent to these orders was basically a breakthrough uncovered by Elder Magic. And alchemy is currently the modern tool with which more alchemy and understanding of magic altogether is made through.
Okay. Thank you for that.
So he is an Elder Magic practitioner, so he is basically very dated in his methodologies. But if everybody understands, he belongs to the corporealists' intellectual ideology that basically thinks that alchemy is not the best tool with which to uncover more understanding of the Caecilius universe. It's actually still Elder Magic, but it's not well subscribed to. Anyway, so what he's positing here, and what Shana is alluding to, is that the celestial magics or abilities that you see with arcane or order god stuff or elementalism basically function by using celestial characters, and that these characters can be parsed out using Elder Magic in much the same way the feasibility of alchemy was parsed out.
Interesting.
I got a little lost in that.
Yeah. If you need me to clarify anything, you can go ahead and ask now. There's 3 eras of magic. Does anybody need clarification on any of this?
Yes, please.
Okay, so the first era of magic, Magians are just like everybody else in Caecilius. They have no special capabilities. It's simply because of Magi's historical significance as intellectuals that they sort of figured to use mana as a scientific tool. This led to the discovery of the school of high magic. They basically created spells and what is understood to be modern magic by channeling mana in an area. They uncovered properties of mana as a particle. This has to do with saturation, which we mentioned before. Saturation, to describe it again, is just the you can imagine everything is unchanneled, right? Nobody's channeling anything, so it is completely at 0% saturation. With the discovery of mana as a polarity, they found out that you can't channel somebody else's mana, basically, and this became basically a scientific law. So that's the reason why you can't cast spells to make people just blow up, for instance. You can't target people's bodies individually because their mana is part of their body. And whenever somebody channels mana, their body is positively charged. And the rule for the game is you cannot channel somebody else's positively charged mana. You can only channel uncharged neutral mana. So that's what the property of polarity is about. So they figured out that's how enchanting works, or because they figured out polarity, they could put together a scientific methodology for enchanting, for applying arts and magitech, and high magic. When high magic was used in certain fluctuations and quantities to infect the environment as a whole, this started the new era of magic because of the discovery that in enough quantities these could affect things much more embedded in the universe. So high magic only affects things like saturation and maybe elemental conjuration like fire or whatever. But with enough robust mana, you can affect things at a deeper level of the universe. So things like magnetism, gravitation, radiation, things with more profound impact on the universe. And basically, kind of like drilling further, still deeper ingrained, they uncovered with things with Elder Magic during the Second Era. Things like particle physics, and eventually they understood that Caecilius operates based on instructions that it can be given, and they parsed out how to basically create a system of channeling your mana in such a precise way that you're feeding Caecilius instructions, like bits of code in a computer, and Caecilius performs these operations without flaw. And this, with that whole thing, that interaction where you're feeding instructions without flaw to Caecilius, that is alchemy. That's what the school of alchemy actually is. That's why it requires the most intelligence to do, and why it's really, really powerful. Once they discovered that, that's basically when the third era of magic began, and the third era is currently what everybody's in right now. This game exists in the third era of magic as defined by Magi.
Okay.
And yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to ask a question. So if negative and so if neutral and positive are a thing, so theoretically somewhere or somehow there's a negative charge that could exist.
Yeah, as far as we're aware, a negative charge just doesn't make any sense because positive charge stuff cannot be affected. The only way to make mana do anything is by giving it a charge. It is completely inert otherwise. So there's no way, even if a negative charge existed, there's no way to make it do anything without charging it. And even if you could make it do something, positively charged mana cannot be affected by anything else. You can't charge somebody else's mana that's already positively charged.
Alright.
You can affect other people's mana that's already positively charged. That is called sorcery when we do that. That's why it's a school of magic. So it's possible to do it, but generally speaking, you're trying to bend the rules. So ghosting and sorcery are basically what allow you to do those things. They can bend the rules, but ultimately you can't break them. You can only do a tantamount to breaking them with technicalities like assimilation. Anyway, so yeah, and just to go ahead and go back to Incorporealis, that's Gendo's ideology. He was there, literally, when the third era of magic began, which was discovered with Elder Magic. Here we go over it again. And he believes still, as an adamant supporter of Elder Magic, that Elder Magic should be the forefront of discovering new things about Casilios, not alchemy. Because alchemy will only ever do explicitly what you ask it to do.
Okay.
Not Quadrita continues. Naturally, a technology that allows orchestras to invoke this language of deeper Casilios is of great use to Dark Magians. He says, finally turning back to you, in particular with regard to our greatest perceived threat. Do you know of what I'm speaking, Guardsman? He says, putting his hands together.
Repeat that, Joshua?
Do you know of what I'm speaking? He says, turning to you after asking you usage of this greater knowledge of this language of the Casilios has particular utility against our greatest perceived threat.
You mean
What lies outside?
finite realm?
Yeah.
Of course. I'm referring to the Great Calamity itself. The reason for the existence of the finite realm. This, my friends, he says, putting his finger up in the air. This is the greatest difference between old Magi and Central that you need to come to understand about what holds Dark Magi and society together in this political climate, and why there's such support for it despite the luxury and temptation to leave to Central Magi.
Well, Central Magi believes. Let me. If I understand it justly, Central wants to keep the balance within the finite realm to prevent it from falling, while Dark Magi wants to progress in knowledge to use it as a weapon against what's coming.
As someone from Central, that's an apt way to describe it. The Dark Magians simply look at it as impotence, pardon me. The Central Magians are preoccupied, in the eyes of the old capital, with the aid of other orchestrates elsewhere, of political climate elsewhere, when the forefront of our magical endeavor as a civilization should be ultimately overturning this existential crisis waiting on the other side of the finite realm. The old capital is captured by an agenda of averting this existential threat that it believes Magi is ultimately much too complacent towards. Of course, from time to time, this overarching theme of annihilation has been used to admonish its citizens into compliance, but much of this sense of urgency is quite genuine, and is often the basis to many of its citizens returning, who have been to Central and the rest of Galaxy only to come back here, dying to contribute to this cause. He looks away again. I think I am just digressing much too far, though. The reason you should concern yourselves in this matter is because this agenda has led to research here in the old capital, and its effects are becoming harder to miss, as perhaps you've experienced yourselves firsthand. Yeah, I guess Ronica actually is in here, because he's supposed to gesture to her. He looks over to Ronica, who sends a mental signature to the rest of you. He refers to the anomaly's encroachment, she says.
At the moment, what does Dark Magi know of that anomaly? It does Gindo. Is there a connection to Gindo?
It is suspected as such, yes, he says, nodding. To put it bluntly, the Outer District is home to research lab that have, within the last 30 cycles or so, produced a failure, but have not failed to make progress in a way I've alluded to before. Just now. Perhaps you know of what I refer to?
Deep core, Senator.
He nods. We believe that Deep Core is ultimately responsible for conducting the experimentations of the lab in the outer districts. Normally, research is conducted within the inner district, you see, but there are less restrictions in the outer districts. If you are able to make progress in a way to resolving the issue in the abandoned labs, and I can claim credit for you as a non-existing fourth party. This is because those labs were at its core looking to procure celestial knowledge using elder magic. This much, me and my resources have confirmed as much. Now, of course, whether or not this is true is quite irrelevant. You've merely to handle what is plaguing the area that even the old guard itself finds fully engaged with, engaged with. And in order to secure yourself's passage to Gendo, on the basis of your willingness to part with its knowledge, I believe Gendo will seek you out through me.
And through you, he will wield a power you cannot possibly imagine.
Unlimited power. Sorry.
Okay. So, we gotta bait him in. So, we're the peanut butter. Kawata's the trap. And Gendo's the rat.
Yeah, Gendo is basically saying that if you fix whatever's going on in the anomalies, because Kawata happens to know it's intimately connected to Gendo, Kawata will be able to publicly take credit for it. And because his credulity, Gendo will reach out to him. Which, if you were to try to do it the other way, at least in Kawata's expectation, if you tried to click publicly to it, you would probably just be apprehended instead.
Right. Because we're like, who are you guys?
So
Okay, that sounds like a plan.
does this plan fare well in your eyes? I wonder if Master Ark would condone such activity. He's never been quite the student, if I recall, always preoccupied with reaching higher levels of combat prowess.
He likes to make things go.
Well, Senator, we know Gendo has strong connections with the Rayas, not the Raya, the Arbidans. But did he harbor any grudges against the late King Neos or Central in general? To want to
Gendo has harbored many hostilities towards Central, as perhaps you're well aware of. He condemns their entire political structure and is an old, true diehard of the old ways.
Do you think he would move as far as to aid in the king's assassination?
Of that I really cannot say. In my personal opinion, I don't place him there. Although there are likely some here on the old capital that would. I see Gendo as a man who cares about the history and legacy of Magi, including the royal heirs. And as much as it would displease him to see Central as the rulers of Magi, the assassination of one of its legacies, in my view, would not be permissible. I find him to be entirely innocent. However, he is a man with deep resources, and if he himself is not ultimately responsible, he may very well be connected to the one who is.
So are we now going?
Sorry?
Oh. So he finished upon his speech.
Yeah, he's all done. You guys haven't answered him, though, if you like the plan or not.
I think I love the plan. I think it's great.
Yeah. And ultimately, Senator, if this anomaly, it's been seen growing and it possesses a danger to Magi, so it falls within our jurisdiction to try to rectify it.
It has not reached that point yet, I must insist. Dark Magi has not conceded it to be a matter that the Senate needs to become involved in as a national security issue. However, the ability for Dark Magi to continue to make that argument is growing short.
Are there any resources or contacts you can get us in contact with to help procure some equipment we might need, Senator?
I myself have resources with which to direct you towards, should you need to procure any wares. Information directly upon your target, however, is going to be found in Deep Core, and I can only request so much of that information as it is strictly military.
I wonder if my knowledge in dimensional would entice him, or just piss him off.
Ancestor would probably still fuck with you, but who knows?
Yep.
He passes you a seal with data inscribed onto it. This is all the footage that's publicly available and privately available, insofar as the Senate can acquire it. If you wish to gather more, you'll have to go inside Deep Core itself.
Pretty cool. All right. Well,
I am not a warrior, guardsman, he says. And then he stares at you. But the things I've seen in that footage lead me to believe there's a threat inside the anomaly that poses great risk to Magi's integrity. I believe you'll find it as a challenge most adequate.
May I ask, Senator, as we'll likely be going in and out of different areas and dealing with likely the other factions of mercenaries. We're currently under the guise of the Golds, but it would be nice if we didn't have to deal with the other factions. Is there anything you might be able to help us on with that?
Dark Magi approves the acquisition of escorts and retainers from foreign worlds. Their ability to congregate amongst themselves, however, is something that's difficult to prevent or enforce as a ban. The best we can really do is to keep them within the confines of the substreets and the outer districts. Here in the inner districts, you'll find mercenaries are far more behaved.
I understand.
If you need me to pull a resource, I can, with Senate approval, dispatch a reactionary force if there's a threat that is credible.
Oh, I see. I don't think that would be necessary. At least I hope that wouldn't be necessary. Yeah, I was just wanted to see if our credibility within the Golds could be somehow legitimized or something in case we encounter other Golds. Lore-wise, do we know anything about Golds or anything? Like, if we did encounter some other Golds and you're like, hey, here's the magic handshake. How come you didn't return the magic handshake?
Yeah, you would have been debriefed on whatever party you picked with.
Okay. Okay, so there's really no issue with the other factions, I guess, then, other than they'll be around and they might be like, hey,
I think a central magi was supposed to provide you with a cover, a plausible cover within the mercenary group that you're in currently.
okay, so if they went, hey, Jeeb, Slim, and Taklukan said they're golds, but they looked funny. No, they're part of us. Oh, okay, now get the fuck out of here, loser.
Yeah, there's a profile about who you answer to, your immediate superiors,
Okay,
and you have basically a bio story about your activities within the group.
okay, perfect. That's all I was looking for. Where do we start on this anomaly?
Well, if you wish to go in directly right now, you just need to head to the restricted districts in the outer districts area. If you wish to try to equip yourselves first, you need to go to the black markets in the sub-streets. If you wish to get more information about Deep Core, you need to go there first, which is here in the inner districts. And yeah.
Let's do info, then let's do outfit, and then let's do mission.
Okie dokie.
That way we have all the information we can possibly have, and then we know what to get. If we need to get anything.
Okay. Well, we will begin with the visitation to Deep Core next time then. Everybody cool with that?
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah, that works.
Awesome, Paul.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep,
As they're leaving, he will look towards the commanding officer and say, "Sir, I do not mean any disrespect with my stuff, but it is of a personal belief that I only show my face to true warriors." Which is why I cannot.
Yeah, so the role you're playing, unfortunately, is that of an elite guardsman. So your face is a matter of public knowledge. But yeah, you don't actually have to do that in person.
So why the fuck did he change his profile picture to the pot of greed?
Oh yeah, he's a pot of greed now because Ernie's greedy. He's part of the void.
Wait, who's a pot of greed?
Dork greed.
Ernesto is.
Oh
Wow.
yeah.
How come Y4 are you a pot of greed?
Oh, just being silly.
You can't be greedy until you have a bunch of super powerful items in your inventory and you forget about them.
I'm not greedy, bro.
Oh yeah? Why don't you let him borrow that abyssal sword then?
Right off the top of your head, just name 5 the artifacts that you have without shuffling through paperwork.
I got the
And
Lacuna.
each of their main functions.
I got the Lacuna. It's the Void Sword. One of the most powerful artifacts from the Void. I had.
One main feature that does. Are you reading this, or you just know it?
I just know it. It lets you travel freely in the Void.
That's correct.
Okay. Well, what other artifact you got?
I got the Legion. It's a dark attribute weapon. It's got it from the Death Knight castle. It allows you to kill the Death Knight if you are a dark user. I have a legendary applied skill that goes in Nectar as well.
You're definitely reading that now.
Yep.
No.
Started reading it. Well, on the first one.
Oh,
What?
that's not true.
Just get try.
I'm surprised you didn't say your Black Lantern.
He hadn't read that part yet.
No.
We're coming to it.
Yes. Grumble about about a lot of stuff. Him. I knew I should have never become an elite guard. I hate that I have to show my face as public record. Some bullshit.
You're a savior of the universe.
You're a hero.
You're flat forward.
Hero.
Oh yeah, Jack. Did you still want to become a half-breed and a Void member?
Yeah.
No. I'll have to ask Kronos about specifics on joining a covenant because I do need to get myself a covenant.
No, that's all your choice and how you're playing your character.
Do you want to become a covenant member of the Chaos God? Because I can do that too.
I can't.
Yeah, I can. I know the ritual, and
Yeah, what is it then?
the ritual is you gotta do the final altars and stuff to get her attention. But the ritual is you create this crude Necron dagger and you impale yourself with it. You're supposed to have someone with you to prevent you from dying.
Then you do this
Question.
But you're not a chaos member.
Yeah, but
Where-
he's a fool. All right. So yeah, we'll definitely meet up next time. Thanks for coming, everybody. I'll see you Sunday, Jack.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Uh,
Later, gents.
same time, I guess. All right. See you guys.
Yep. Same time.